friends, this is Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is April 29th, Tuesday. I am back from the Hobby House retreat. It was so much fun. I have lots to tell about it and a bag full of goodies from shopping and what we got there. I have some whips to show and just kind of a little bit of an update. I am going to try to I have a finish as well, go through some of my, like what I worked on before the retreat, which is not very much because I was trying to get ready for the retreat. And then I'll do the retreat stuff at the end. So if you're not interested in that, then you can come back next week, which hopefully I will have a video next week. It is teacher appreciation at my kid's school, and I'm helping out, so I don't know what's going to happen as far as recording. So I might be here or I might not. We'll see. All right, so my kids are good. No troubles, just busy. And it's the end of school. It's almost May. And the month of May, it always seems to be crazy. And our kids do go back a couple days after Memorial Day, and then they're done with school. So before June, we're finished. So it's the push to the end of school right now. So with all that being said, I'll go ahead and share the finish I had. I did start and finish this, and it was either 1 or 2 days. This is by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I did have a color palette. I think they were some of the colors that Holly had talked about using together, who's Mrs. Jones Stitches, and I just had them on a ring, and I tried to kind of stay like true, so to the picture. So if it was pink, I kept it pink. I did change the letters to be a teal color. And I stitched this on 36 count vellum by Picture This Plus. And I love it. I do, like I had mentioned, I think I had just bought it last time. I bought a paper mache box that I'm thinking about putting this on. And I might restitch this as an exchange for an upcoming retreat, potentially using the same colors. So we'll see if I have time to do that. I would like to participate in the Smalls Exchange, but I have some other commitments and I don't know if that's going to happen. So we'll see. But I love that, and I'd like to try to either put it on the box or make it into something soon. These are that was the finish. Then the rest are in no particular order. This one I happened to pick up last night after watching Carrie Tiger Lily Designs, and I do have a couple threads only because I had stopped to move to a different section, so I don't want to take them out. But this is Plum Street American Sampler. And the piece that we got from the retreat, which was a collaboration between Plum Street and Beth Twist, it has a patriotic vibe to it, but it's not like a huge giant piece. It's long and skinny, or if you put it all together, it's long and skinny, or it's pillows. And so I felt like I wanted to get out a large piece to be working on, and so I was watching Carrie Tiger Lily Designs. She got hers out. She has goals to have this done by 4th of July. If I get going on it, I might set that goal for myself as well, but I don't really want to make any commitments because I have other things. I'm doing a model stitch, and I also, which it's a small sampler, but I am doing that, so that's a commitment. And then I am not going to the Farm Girl Dry Goods retreat that Paulette is going to, but I was able, because I'm in her Michelle's Patreon, I was able, it's closed now, I was able to purchase the kit, so I know that is coming, whatever that's going to be, and then I am attending a Brenda Gervais retreat, which is another piece. So those could catch my attention, so I don't want to commit. However, I would love this to be finished and on my wall. So I am using Carrie's conversion, which is 2 Belle Soie. And this is where I am. These are the colors. I am using 36 count Winter Brew by R&R. And the part I worked on last night was completing the rest of this bunting so that next I am putting in the railing, and then I can start filling in the grass, which that's what one of these threads is, the green, and it was to kind of know where I was going, and then under the grass is some words. But I absolutely love this. I love how Carrie brightened the colors up. I obviously love the model, but the colors, she just brightened them a tad more, and it's definitely more my color palette. So I want to get this going, if not finished. But like I said, I'm trying not to make any commitments to you or to myself in case I decide to pivot and do something different. And this is part of haul. I am keeping it in a new bag I got from Sherry So Sweet. And I love this so much. It came with a different little hang tag, but I put this ribbon on there. I love this bag so much. And I got another bag too. I left it downstairs because it has the model I'm stitching in it, but it's Blackbird fabric. So I was excited for that to be at my house when I got back. And so I felt like I want to get back to my WIP, and I will put it in that bag. So the other thing I worked on, and I'm pretty sure I should have gone back and watched what I showed last time because I really don't remember, is I did decide to completely scrap my Dear Daughter that I had started and pull new colors and start over. So this I started last year for my middle daughter's birthday. I barely got anywhere. And what I did is I looked on Instagram after the last video, and someone had stitched it, and I want to say her name is Monica, but I could be, started with an M. I feel like it's Monica. She has it on it looks in the picture on a grayish fabric, and the house is white, which the house is not white here. And I just really liked the colors. So I decided to re-pull colors, re-get fabric, and start over. And I absolutely love the colors, the fabric, everything. And so I think this will definitely get me more motivated to want to work on this project. I did finish that small sampler for my youngest daughter, so I'd really, really like to get this done so at least 2 of my children have a completed project. But these are the colors, and this is the piece. This is Barb's Blend by R&R, which is like a gray kind of color. So the house is like a white, and I did start filling it in. I feel like you'll be able to see it better once it's all filled in. The words, was just kind of going off her picture. I don't know if it's exactly, but I did them in, I think this is Stormy Night. Yeah, that's like kind of a blue-gray. The flowers are going to be in pomegranate and wood rose. So the colors really were more my style. And I think the one thing, I love this piece, but to me, some of the pinks, they look more on the purple side, and I'm not really a purple person. And so I think that's what kind of throws me for a loop when I'm looking at the picture. So I'm really excited about my piece and getting more going on this. I don't know when I'm going to pick this up, but I for sure want to pick it up and get more done on it. And I also, this is very tiny start, but before I left, I decided to start one of these pillows, which the Summer Trio from Brenda Gervais, and I was starting with the middle one. And I'm using all of the called for colors on the called for fabric, which is Spindrift by Cedar River. And I just put in the one corner. So this will be, I don't think it's going to take a long time once I pick it up and get going on it. But I decided to start with that pillow first that says Hello Summer. So at the very least, I know I can get that one done, and then I'd like to have the other two completed. But if it's not this year, then at least I have the one that says Hello Summer. But I can see this being a quick, not too long, and a very satisfying finish for the dough bowl. So I'll get that back out at some point. And then when I was at the retreat, I had to start with my friend Rika, and she made me this bag. And we both started this, and we have matching bags. And I did not get this one ironed. The pattern is in Friendship. And both of us, I don't know the color, but we're not going to stitch all of this black in the background. We're just going to either do the words in black or choose another color to do the words. And I don't have a lot, but I already changed. This house is where I started, and I changed it to Sanguine instead of, I think it was supposed to be hazelnut. So I already have made a few changes, but I'm just using the threads that are on the ring. So Sanguine was already in the pattern, which is like a pinky color, and I felt like I liked that better. Oh, this is very wrinkly. This is on 36 count Patriots Brew by R&R. So this is my very little start, but I started it at the retreat with Rika. So I will get back to this for sure at some point. I've loved this pattern for a long time, so that was fun to get to work on. And that is, and I did start the retreat piece, which I'll show when I'm showing the retreat things. But a couple other things I wanted to show is, the retreat piece is in the other bag. I did, before I left, I made 2 project bags for myself. And so this is one of them, which this is housing Come Into the Garden, or Come Into My Garden by Blackbird, which Christy, Crosshatch Quilts, and her friend's name is escaping me at the moment. They are starting this, I think, May 1st, or in May, for their friend Daylene, who passed away for her birthday. So in May, I will pick this back up and work on it. I know a lot of people are doing Mania or Market Mania. I have too much stuff going on. I might pick up a couple things from Market. Either I've already started, probably a daily reminder, because I really want to get that done. And potentially the spring fragment that's by Kitten Stitcher, Shakespeare's Peddler, work on that, and then just kind of work through my whips, because like I said, I have a lot of things going on. So I'm not making any actual plan, but as the month goes on, plans could evolve. This was a gift from Rika, who is House of Stitch and Stash, that she brought to put in another Sal, which Rika and Sean, the Periwinkle Stitcher, were talking about starting this chart. And I said, I want to join. So she made me matching bag to them. This is the chart, Mary Ann Farmer. And I got the NPI, just the called for. They're due using 103. And I am not decided completely. I was going to stitch it on Overcast, which I might still. But then I also got this color. This is Colonial Blue by Dames of the Needle. And I'm thinking that this might be a pretty color. It's kind of like a gray blue. But I also might use Overcast. I got a couple pieces from Hobby House that were a great dye lot. So this, they started, or they said they were going to start yesterday. I don't know if they did or not. I have not started yet, but will start soon. So I have all that ready to go. And that is what I had worked on. I also wanted to show, this was the table gift I made, is I purchased these little, let me take it apart. I purchased these little flower cups from Hobby Lobby. They were in like packs of 7, all multicolored. And this is what it was in, with a little of the crinkle wrap. But this makes a great Ort container to sit on your stitchy spot, at your table, wherever. And then I had covered these tins with Tilda fabric. And inside was my needle minder with my name, Sweetwater Stitcher. And that's how I wanted to give the needle minder, but it was also a way to share, or to show who this gift was from. So I love this. I have mine in my little tray, which I'll show in a minute. And I have some, or I guess I have my Sweetwater. I have other needle minders in a different place, but I love these little tins. They're fun. I bought them in bulk, and then I just cover a mat board and put it on top, and then put this ribbon around, which covers like the seam. And I've showed this before because I made one to go in my stitching box. But this is a fun, easy gift. And like I said, these were in the spring section at Hobby Lobby, and it was a perfect Ort container. And that was my table gift that I gave to everybody. All right. Let me go ahead, and before I get into the retreat, I have some regular haul that I received having nothing to do with a retreat. I will share, and then I will talk about the Hobby House retreat that I just got back from. Okay, so I had got this. I don't remember if I showed it or not. This is the Winterbury Case. I forget what it's called, but when I got it, and I have some threads, I saw Nicola showing that it fits the 103s in here. And so I started pulling the 103s. These are the ones I own, and then I'm ordering the rest. Threads for the new Queen of the May, which if all of that comes in the month of May, I would like to start it. But I did purchase this case before I had gone to the retreat. I got this the other day. This is the new Circle of Friends kit from Silver Needle. I'm part of that club, and it's called Friends by Shakespeare's Peddler, and it comes all kitted. So I have seen people selling this on the D-Stash site on Facebook. So if you like this and you're interested, I've seen a few people selling theirs. I really like it. That was from Hobby House. Let's see. I did, as being part of Michelle Rudy's Patreon, or in the level I am, you get a fat quarter of fabric that she dyes once a quarter, and this is the color. I believe it's called, actually, I have no idea. But it's very pretty, and if you want to see something stitched on it, Chantel from 141 Design, she shows a finish on her Instagram of a Teresa Kogut she stitched with that. It looks really good. I also am in the Queen City Sampler Guild, which is the guild in Ohio, and it was their 20 or of course, I got rid of the other paper. Either 20 or 30th anniversary. Now I'm forgetting. So, and they had a chart commissioned by Paulette from Plum Street, and this is the chart. And so being a member, you got the chart. And we also had the capability to order it kitted from Keepsakes, and so I'm waiting for that to come. I did get the fabric, which is Dolly Madison, and all the floss. So I'm waiting for that to come, and then I would like to put this in my to start pile. I have been enjoying Vellum by Picture This Plus, and so I got a couple pieces. They had it on 1, 2, 3 stitch. It's kind of hard to find. This is what I stitched this on. So if I want to restitch it for the retreat, I can restitch it on my linen I got. It's a really good neutral. I also had ordered, and I was waiting for this to come, I ordered the red cedar from Cedar River Linen. This is what the Wren Sampler is stitched on by Teresa Kogut. I have the chart. I am undecided if I want to stitch it on the red or if I want to stitch it on a neutral. So I got this to see what I think. And then I also got some Albarium, which is like the light color, both in 36 count. So I was excited to get that. That was waiting for me when I got home from my trip. And then I just ordered some more Color and Cotton. I feel like every time I watch Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, I'm ordering Color and Cotton floss. But I just kind of got some red, white, and blue if I wanted to change any of my patriotic stitching, and then some browns, greens, a couple colors I already had to mix and match. But I'm definitely getting in the mood to start and or pick up some patriotic whips. So that is to come in the very near future. More of that. That is my haul pre-retreat. I also, and this was after seeing Tara from Sully Stitches. She had bought this. I think she got it right before she went on her last retreat. But this, I purchased this backpack before I went. This is the new tomato pattern by Vera Bradley. It was very handy to take on the retreat. It was nice to have a backpack, and I didn't feel like I was lugging a heavy bag the whole time through the airport. So if you like tomatoes, Vera Bradley has a tomato pattern. And I tried to buy also, there is another one that had, it was like some kind of quilted looking pattern, but it was out of stock. So if you like Vera Bradley or tomatoes, that's the bag for you. Okay, that is everything that I got before I left, and or it showed up having nothing to do with the retreat. So that is my recap for my Flosstube normal section, I guess you could say, or my regular episode. I also wanted to let you know, if you emailed me before in the past 2 weeks, I haven't responded because I didn't want it to go away or to lose the email. I am going to work after I record this to get I think there's like 3 or 4 people, get those out in the mail. And I am going to take a break from giveaways for a couple weeks just to figure out what's happening as far as how many times I'm recording and everything, because it's just a really busy time, and to respond and get the giveaways out. I love doing it and I love sharing the stuff, but it becomes an extra step. So I'm going to take a little giveaway break after I get these out in the mail, but I am getting them in the mail, at least packaged today. And if they don't go out today, if the mail comes before I get them out, they will go out tomorrow for sure. So I just want to put that out there. And I will respond to your email. Okay. So I am going to share what I got at the retreat. I made this bag before I went. So I had a bag to put the retreat piece in. The retreat was hosted by Hobby House, and it also, Brenda and Laura were going to be there, and they did a couple fun things. And if you watch their channel, you would have seen that they posted a shop tour of Hobby House. So if you've ever wondered what Hobby House looks like, they did a very thorough, in-depth tour of the shop, showing models, showing the things they have. It was very fun. I watched it even though I was at the retreat and went to Hobby House. So if you're interested, go look at that, because I did not take any pictures in the shop. Took one picture in the shop. And I really am bad about taking pictures at retreats. People will come up and want to take their picture with me, but then I never take the pictures, or I don't have the pictures. I have a few, and I will have posted them at the beginning. But it was very fun, very well run. The designers were Beth Twist from Heartstring Samplery and Paulette Stewart from Plum Street Samplers, and they decided to do a collaboration, which they have a few different collaborations of pillows already. And so how could you go wrong with a collaboration from the two of them? And this is what they came up with. So this was Paulette's contribution, Henry to Lucy. And they talked a lot about, they both had purchased a book that talked about the letters between Henry and Lucy Knox, and back and forth to each other, and kind of research they did. I also love this piece because their last name is Knox, and that is my maiden name. So I felt like that was a special connection to this, even though, who knows, maybe I am related to them. I don't know. But this is Paulette's portion. This is Beth's portion. And then, and I will have put pictures so you can see. This is if you decided to put it all together. So Beth put both of the pillows, she added some extra words, and then she just kind of like played with the borders and added some extra borders at the top and the bottom to make it into a bell pull. And like I said, I have a picture. I'll have inserted that, or I'll insert it right here while I'm talking. And that is what I decided to do, was to do that portion. So we did get the linen, which is, you could choose the count you wanted, but the color is, I'm the one remembering every time, Southern Pecan by Dames of the Needle. It's very pretty. We also were able to buy some of the extra pieces, and I did buy a few, or I bought 36 and 40 because I felt like this was a really nice color with patriotic pieces. So I purchased the thread bling, but these are the colors. And like or on the picture, you can see there's a flag. It's patriotic. It's very, very pretty. And this is my start that I started while we were at the retreat. So you do add to make the bell pull or put them together. She has a row of hearts, which the heart is found in the Plum Street chart. And so we just took really good pictures of the model and are just kind of copying the model. And this blue is so pretty. So I'll try to stand back. This is the piece of linen. So they cut it. It's long and narrow. And it will pretty much go to the bottom of here. So very enjoyable to work on. The colors are pretty. And I'm undecided how I want to finish it. If I want to do it into the bell pull or purchase like a long skinny frame and then find an area near a door or something to put it. But I'm excited to keep going with this. And like I said, I did purchase some more of the linen to stitch some other patriotic smalls with. And maybe I will even stitch the pillows by themselves at some point. Probably not in this process, but I might go back and do that later. So that is in here. And like I said, I'd like to keep this in my kind of active area and keep going on it. We also received this. Teresa Baird was there, and she designed this. It's called a Scottish Friendship Pincushion. Her company is Heart's Ease Exemplar Works, and this is the chart. We did not get this kitted, but she was attending the retreat. She designed this, and then they gave the chart to us. It's very pretty. It was in a mattress. And then like the sides say friendship. Here's that's what the side of the pincushion. Very, very pretty. And we also received another chart from Annabella's, which I'm sure I'll find at some point. So that was what we were given. And we were also given this bag from Hobby House, which is an awesome bag to carry lots of whips in. And that's what we were given. Then we had the opportunity to shop. And they had, you could see in Brenda and Laura's video, the amazing linen room. And I just felt like I couldn't pass up some of these pieces of linen because I was seeing them in person and the dye lots were awesome. So this is 40 count Overcast by Cedar River. And I have Overcast, but my dye lot does not seem to be the same as this. And that's fine, but I loved this. And I thought that this would be a very pretty, potentially to do my Mary Ann Farmer on, or I did buy it in 36. It was very similar in the dye lot. And I'll show that in a minute. And so I got some 36 as well. This is Kenneth by Grace Notes, 40 count. I was looking for a lot of 40 count just because I feel like I have a lot of 36, but not as much 40. This is Kenneth. Very, very pretty. This is Pyrite by Cedar River, another favorite color of mine. Cedar River is definitely a favorite linen dyer of mine, as I'm sure is many other people's. This is 40 count Steinbeck by Needle and Flax, which I really wanted to get some Needle and Flax in 40 Steinbeck. Very pretty. So I kind of going in, I knew some of the colors I was trying to find, and so I definitely went to look for those at the beginning. Okay, oh, here we go. This is 36 Dusty Road by Seraphim, which I have a sampler going on this in 40, and I would like to change it to 36. So I was looking for this piece of fabric, and I wanted to get it there so I could see what the fabric looked like. But it's a big Quaker, I forget what it's called. It's by Shakespeare's Peddler. But I want to switch from the 40 to the 36, so it will be a little bit easier for me to see. So that has a purpose right now to use. And I did buy some of these other ones with the intention of the pyrite. I believe I bought for this chart, which is Across the Sea Sampler by Chessie and Me. I bought the pyrite to go with this. And I did buy the floss for that, which I'm not sure which. Let's see. They gave it in these plastic bags. I believe this is the floss for that chart. So I have that. I did kit that up. That's a start I would like to have for this year for Patriotic. And then I also bought Sarah Casey Unwin. Not sure on the fabric, but I did buy the threads for this one, what they had, so that if I wanted to start this kind of like in a few months, maybe first sampler summer, sampler September, I could get this one going. So I need to see, they were out of some floss, and so I just got what I could, and then I need to go back to figure out what floss I'm missing. I had put a pre-order for more Spindrift. That is by Cedar River. Oh, see, I told you I couldn't pass up the linen, although you all know I have lots of linen, but I just could not resist. Okay. So here's another sampling of Memories thread keep. Very pretty, like a blue house. I bought this to put in a box, which I might put in the box I'm going to show in just a minute. This is Overcast, which, I bought this for a Hands Across the Sea piece, and it needs a fat half, so I bought the fat half for that. So I'm thinking of using this for, believe it's called Mary Ann Bourne's. It's Nicola's first sampler. It has the bee skep in the middle, and I wanted to use this for that. And this is Old Sheep by XJU Design. Another really pretty color. XJU to me is also sometimes hard to find. Old Linen by XJU, which I have a piece of this I'm probably going to use soon, but this is a good dark color. And then this is a 32 count Old England. This is by Nikki's Creation, and I've had this before, but I just got another little piece of that. And I bought a couple more things, and that is all. Red Wagon, which this is the like lace from Lady Dot to use in a box or a pillow, or like I tied it on my zipper pull. This is Nilla by Lady Dot. Same deal. And then I bought a mini charm pack to get back to doing, Laura was working on her English paper piecing as well as many others. I did English paper piecing, not a lot, a little. I dabbled at one point. I put all this stuff away, but I thought this might be a fun way to make some hexies and turn them into some project bags. I had a lot of fun making wherever I put them, the project bags the other day for myself, and so I felt like that would be fun. I also had bought this French General charm pack, and I am going to use this to make the tote that Nicole Spohr recently showed on her video that she got the tutorial from Riley Blake. And so I'm going to make it in this charm pack. And my last two things I bought, and these were, I went straight to looking for these when I got there, and Rika had the same thought. I wanted to get some of these trays when I went to Amana last year, but I was too late getting to the shop and the trays and boxes were gone. So I wanted to make sure to get one or two of these when I was at Hobby House. And so these are the two trays I got. This is a small shaker tray. This is number 4 to carry whatever you want in, and I'll show you my other tray I got. I already have it full of things, so I'm not sure where I'm going to put this. Probably to store items I want to carry around. And then I have this kind of as my stitchy box next to my seat downstairs. And this is the tray. It does have back here a divider. But I have a scissor block, so I put my scissors. I have this little container for my orts, my box with my needles, and then I have a couple pillows that I've shown, and this I also purchased at Hobby House. I wanted to get something with their name on it, and I like to use this to measure the corner when I am starting a project. So I have this sitting next to my stitching spot, and I can easily carry it upstairs, downstairs. It can be on the bed, on the chair, wherever. But I'm so excited to have found these and purchased them from Hobby House. I think you can buy them on their website, but I also kind of wanted to see the sizing, and I believe this one is a number 6, and it has a dividing bar here, so I think it says that if it's on the website. If it's not on the Hobby House website, I am sure you can call the shop and purchase them if you're interested in any of the 2 shaker trays. But I could not be, here's the back of it, I could not be more thrilled that I was able to get these. All right, so that is all my purchases. Then, let me put this away. I am going to go through some of the items that I was gifted. I will try my best to remember the names. I have a good memory most of the time, but of course sometimes it does escape me. So the first thing is Rika. She bought me this bag with my monogram on it, and we both had a matching bag to attend the retreat with, which was fun. And if you know me, I love bags. Can never have too many bags. And then I made this for myself, and I also made her one, a stitching case with the new Tilda fabric. And they were similar but different. So this is the inside of mine, and my Maggie May sat in my case. And some of these items are fun things that I received from people at the retreat. Some things were items I already had. This was from Kathleen, Dawn, And Tamarish from Ontario, they made these pins. Very fun. So I have that in my stitching box. And I just love making the stitching boxes. So fun. This was really fun. Kathleen Shortell. This was her first retreat. So she had a sash on that said first time, old timer. So she had Stephanie from the New England Stitcher make this. It went on top of this jar, which I might actually put this in my tray. And this goes on top. You could put scissors in here. And then there is a little jar with buttons and a needle minder. And this is Stephanie from the New England Stitcher. If you're interested in having little gifts made, I believe she makes these. You can just reach out to her. And she's a floss tuber as well. And she was at the Library Stitchers retreat. So that was fun. And I think I am going to put this in my, I'll figure that out after. I think I'm going to put that in my thing. That will be fun. Okay. We'll go through that later. This was from Stitch by the Brook. Some floss drops, cute. A little, I think this is a pin topper, a heart and sticker and floss. And I'm probably going to do the same thing this time. Last retreat I went through all of the gifts I had gotten, whether it was people bringing them to me, bringing them to everybody, the table gifts. If anyone gave me floss drops, I put them all on a ring, and then they've been on my tower of shelves, and I have been going back and picking them to put with projects. And it was really convenient to have them that way instead of just putting everything to the side. So I was really able to use these. These are floss drops I received from Amy, and she has a new shop in New Jersey called Born to Stitch, and she gave me the floss drops along with the card for her shop. Oh, I didn't even open this one. Let's see. This is from Mary's. She made this. This little, some needles. My goodness. Oh, other people had opened theirs. I just hadn't opened mine. This beautiful other scissors or bag pull. And then there was like some candy, some other counting pins, a sticker, very pretty. So just fun little, and it came in this little pink bag. And a lot of the things, whenever I go to put together my boxes, I love to gather things from the retreats, like things I was given. So put the sticker and the pins. All of these are great things to decorate your stitching box with, and then it reminds you of the people from the retreat. This was from Judy, and her husband recently got a 3D printer, so he made me this phone stand. This is a box to put 103s in. it has also a Singer sewing machine, which you could use like for thread, put it in your box. Again, waxer, stickers. So creative. And then she also gave some Canadian, or not Canadian, well they are, maple candies, and then another Canadian candy and some little frogs. So that was from Judy. And I talked to Judy for a while when we were waiting in the line at Hobby House. This was from Lisa, who is L Snaps on Flosstube and Instagram. And this is just a little version of a stitching mat. It was perfect to stick at my table. You could put your scissors here, floss, or just add a little color at your table. So I thought that was very great gift. That was fun. This was from Carol McQueen. So sweet. I've met her at some other retreats, and so that was fun to get to see her. This was from Cheryl, and Cheryl was sitting with, or is friends with Kathleen, and so she also had the New England Stitcher make. So this was the box, and then in the box she had this needle minder made. And she had some little fabric, a pin that has the retreat on it, some little candies. Then these are to put on your smalls. There's one of the new floss colors in here. And this, which I am going to put this in my box, and the pen. This is like a little notepad. I always need paper and a pen. So I'm going to be putting this in my stitching box for sure to have when I need to make a note. But I thought that was so cute. So you could use the charm square to do a small, and it had this ribbon on top with her name on it. So that was just a really creative gift. And I show all of this to show ideas for when you go to a retreat. This is the dyers from Grace Note were there, and so they brought around a little square of fabric that you could try. This was from Sherry, who is Share Bear. She, on Flosstube, she was at my table, and she gave us this, which is always something that is a great gift. Some floss, tissues. It's kind of like all the stuff you may need while you're at the retreat. Purell, straw cover, nail file, some little small scissors, lotion, the magnet to find your needles, and a highlighter. So in this cute little bag with a charm on it. So this is a perfect table gift, easy to put together, and very useful. Another, Patty the Quilt Lady, and I believe her daughter was with her. They came around with these bags that Patty made. She made all different patterns, and I feel like there was even different shapes. But awesome gift. Who doesn't need more bags? This is the other chart that we got from Hobby House. This is by Annabella's, and it's a cross stitch of the Hobby House Landings shop. So that was part of our items we got from, there we go, from Hobby House. This was from Jordan, the Tattoo Stitcher. Some fun scissors and caramels. That's kind of like her signature, are those caramels. They're so good. This is from Barbara Machek. she had all these little girls, and I believe they're needle books. Let me take it out. And you could choose the one that you want. It says, I hope you enjoy the needle book. Watching Susan Stanley Stitch in Time video on making 19th century paper dolls sparked my creativity, and this is the result. I hope you love it as much as I do. My plan is to use it to decorate a stitchy box, bowl, or display. And so inside you can put your needle, and just so cute, and again, creative. So that was fun. Some thread milk, and the woman who gave this to me her name is escaping. I believe she watches my channel, so thank you so much. I love thread milk, so I will be saving that for a special project. Tamara, who also sat at our table, she got us some almonds. She's from Pennsylvania, and this is a local candy shop. She brought those, so I haven't opened them yet, but that will be soon. And then this is the last thing. This was from Mary, and Mary, she used a few of the things that I had previously shared in videos that I made for table gifts. So she had the little bag like I had given at one point, and then she made the needle book with the rounds. She made this for everyone at her table, and she so kindly gave me one, and I will treasure this. It was so fun to meet her, and she was so proud of showing me that she had made this, and I love it, and it's awesome. She did a really great job, and it's flattering that someone would want to copy or to use my idea. So thank you, Mary, for showing me that you had made that. She also had some stickers in there, some other floss drops, which I've never seen these shapes before. I thought those were cool. There's some needles in here and another little, I do not know what this, I should have asked her. I think this is to hold your fabric. But just so fun, and like I said, I like to show I greatly appreciate everyone coming over to say hi, to share your appreciation, just to meet you. Like I say a lot, I do the videos because I love stitching. I love to share what I'm working on, and I hope that I inspire you. And a very sweet viewer, she came over and just shared a little bit of what the videos meant to her, and you know who you are, and that was very touching. So thank you. And I like to share the things that people bring because it's fun to get ideas. And if you go to retreats, or if you don't go to retreats but you have stitchy friends and you want to mail Christmas presents or birthday presents or whatever, it does not have to be elaborate, but just some different ideas of what people make. It's always fun to get your creative juices going and see what other people are doing. So I want to thank everyone again for coming to say hi, and that just really means a lot to me. So that is all for the recap for I got to meet Brenda and Laura from Brenda and the Cereal Starter. I had not met them before. That was very fun. Met Beth and Paulette again. I met Paulette at Market briefly. But it's just fun hearing from them, seeing them in person. David and Kathy from Hobby House and all their helpers. It was a really well put on retreat, very fun. There was also the first night, David, he was in a band, and so he thought it would be fun to have a band come. It was very fun, entertaining. We were singing along, But that was the first night after dinner, and you could still stitch, and or some people were dancing. It was just fun to hear. And then also Beth and David, which I don't have a video. Someone might have posted it somewhere. David had taken a song, and I cannot remember what it was now, and he changed the lyrics to be stitching related. And so Beth Twist, who used to be in a band, and David Mills from Hobby House, they both sang the song with the stitching words. That was really fun. But it was just a nice break. It was very cold there. And then I got home and it was heat back. So it was a nice break of the weather, although it was cold for the Floridian. But it was a very fun retreat, and I highly recommend, if there is another Hobby House retreat that you are able to attend, whether you have to fly, drive, whatever. If you're able to attend, I would highly recommend the retreat. So thank you to everyone. I don't know if anyone at the shop watches, but if you do, thank you so much for all the hard work and putting the retreat on, the designers, and all of that. So with that being said, I am going to get this edited up, mail the giveaways from the last 2 weeks ago, or get that out, get the video up, and then get in a little stitching before I have to go pick up my daughter from school. So until next week or the week after, depending on my schedule, I will talk to you later. I hope you get lots of stitching in and have a great week or two. So I'll talk to you later. Bye. I'm back. I totally forgot about another special gift I received. A viewer who, her friend was going to the retreat. She owns a shop, and so when the woman who came to the retreat goes to a retreat, her friend runs the shop. And so she sent a gift along with her to give to me, and I set it aside to share, and then I just completely forgot. And I do not want to miss showing this. So she sent me this beautiful chart. It came in this cute container with a very sweet card, needle minder, some pink floss, scissors, point protectors, and some beautiful fabric. Summer Sun. So pretty. So I don't want to say name because I didn't ask, but I just want to say thank you so much for the beautiful gift and for making the effort to send this along with your friend. And I hope that the shop went well this weekend. All right, for real, bye until next time. I'll talk to you later. Bye.